It's no secret that over the last few years, Amazon has been lowering the commission rates for its affiliates. It happened in 2017 and it happened again in 2020. When it happened in 2020, one of the success stories that are featured on the channel, Duke, he actually knew what items he was selling and he took it into his own hands. He converted over to an e-commerce shop over on Shopify. So he started sourcing some of his own products and working directly with manufacturers. And let's look over here at some of the commission rates that you might expect. You can quickly see that the commission rates are in the neighborhood of 0% here, all the way up to about 10% for the luxury beauty, the luxury store beauty items, and Amazon coins. The next highest is 5%, and you can see the majority of the categories here are in the 3 or 4% range. And effectively, what I have seen is most people end up in a overall effective commission rate of something like 3.5 to maybe 5%, depending on where they're selling products from. 3.5% to probably 4% is what I see most of the time. So when you think about that and you think about maybe you're selling a lot of products, maybe you have a lot of data, and this is where it comes into play. If you know what products you're selling, you can potentially source those products yourself. So it's fairly straightforward to pull the reports from Amazon in your associate's dashboard. You can see which products you're selling and then figure out if you can source them yourself. Of course, you could try to contact the specific companies and see if you could work something out, but you could also try to go directly to the source. And that's kind of what we're going to talk about today. So the whole idea here is to be able to take your affiliate site farther, to take your affiliate site and source your own products so you get a higher amount of each sale. So you're not getting a couple percent here and there. You're not getting 3.5% on average. Maybe if you're sourcing your own products, you're getting 15, 20%, somewhere in that neighborhood. Before I show you how to pull that report from Amazon, I gotta give a shout out to Alibaba.com, who's the sponsor of this video. It's a great tool to go and check out the marketplace at Alibaba.com to see the products that you can source. They have millions of products, and it's a perfect way for you to test the waters. Alibaba.com is one of the best ways you can source some of your products. It is actually one of the biggest e-commerce companies in the world, and they have a very comprehensive, it's one of the best as far as connecting suppliers with buyers, people like us potentially, and you're able to find the products, communicate within the platform so that you can potentially ask questions, you can negotiate the pricing, you could negotiate the shipping terms and those sort of things. They have various convenient payment options that you can pick whatever works best for you. Credit card is kind of my go-to because I can earn points on any money that I spend there. And they have a lot of very good metrics so you can understand the kind of suppliers you're working with, if they've been able to deliver products on time and the reviews and all those kind of details. So we're going to dig into it more in a minute, but Alibaba.com is a great way to source products. Once you're logged into your Amazon Associates account, go to the reports section and click this spot right here, download reports. Then you can choose exactly what you want to see in here. We could just stick with the defaults for now, and I'm going to change it to a CSV and generate the report, and it'll just take a minute or two to get going. Then once it's done, I did this before, you can download the report. So now we're looking at the report, and you may as well download the Excel file, not the CSV. So everything's convenient with all these tabs here. I hid a couple of the different areas here just to protect some of the information on here. But the point is, you essentially can hop in and then figure out which products you want to try to find on a marketplace like Alibaba.com. Okay, so we're in Amazon Fresh products, so that doesn't really work for us. So let's get down. Gift cards don't really work. Automotive could be okay. So let's look at some of the products here. We have jumper cables. Those are here. So jumper cables, we'll just get a couple ideas here and there from different products. So we'll just scroll down. A lot of automotive, baby and nursery. So I don't know if I want to get into cribs or anything sort of like that, but we can take a look at a few. Actually, let's just get rid of the baby and nursery and go down a little farther. Beauty and grooming, a curling brush. That sounds interesting, and maybe an electric razor. So those are just a couple ideas. So let's go check to see if we could find something like that over on Alibaba.com. And we'll just look for the couple things that we scoped out there. So we're looking for jumper cables and see what we come up with. Obviously, there's a lot of different kinds of jumper cables, so you got to make sure you're looking for the right stuff. And in this case, it is car emergency style. So we'll take a look at some of those. And what happens pretty quickly, you end up in the right spot. So here we see the emergency style jumper cables for cars. They're $1.50 roughly a piece, and kind of a large order size of 500 depending on what you're trying to do. But we could get a start here and take a look. So you could just click on the specific product. You of course get a lot more information here. You can see more images and pictures. These are fairly straightforward, as you can see. And you can get a customized logo if you have 1,000 in your order, or customized packaging. And the thing is, again, I think I've talked about this in the past, but you do have similar products here that you can look at or people also buy. So it's kind of like Amazon in that way. They recommend other products you may be interested in. Now let's set a couple filters and try to narrow this down. And this is just like searching for anything else. It's usually good to narrow down your search. So we're gonna say it's an emergency tool. So that's going to narrow it down some. We're going to look for ready to ship and paid samples. It's kind of good to get a sample and make sure you're dealing with a high quality item. So now we've narrowed it down. This is looking a lot better compared to what we saw before, which were random different types of jumpers. So that's kind of a name that's used for multiple things. So we have a 10-foot long, high quality portable jumper cable for cars. These are a little more expensive here, but let's take a look at these. And you could obviously look at some of the photos right here. You can see it's high quality copper, all that kind of stuff. So if you hop in here, this is one of the cool things, right? So if you're getting a smaller order size, the other one that we looked at was a much larger order size. For this one here, you can get 6 to 199, and it's going to be about $5 a piece. And you can buy samples, so you can check the qualities. And if you get a sample, it's about $6. You can order one and make sure it's the quality that you're looking for. We do have notation about the shipping here for that number of products. So of course, if you scale it up, the shipping price is potentially going to change and scale up in the same way. So obviously it's pretty convenient. And if you wanted to test the waters, for example, you could get 20 of them, and that's going to be a little bit more reasonable on the shipping, because when you're ordering just 6 of them, and it costs a fairly expensive price per product. Okay, so that's jumper cables. Let's look at some of the other products. Now we're looking for a curling brush, something I don't know anything about. So we have a few different items to choose from, as we would expect. So what we're going to do is set a couple of the filters. Again, I always want to try and get paid samples if possible. We'll check out, we'll just say like ready to ship, so we don't have to wait around for any sort of delivery. We're going to go with let's go with the Ionic. I don't know I guess it's charged with some ions or something like that. So we have a few different options here. We'll just quickly take a look. This one actually looks, higher quality than this one here that seems to be bedazzled. I guess it's just a different style. I don't know anything about the quality, but this handle looks different to me. And this other one here seems to be pretty nice looking. I could see that on a commercial, and like I said, you can get a sample here. So all you would do is click buy sample, and it'll force you to log in as things do, but you're able to check it out and go from there. You can, of course, get a lot more information from the details, the packaging information. You're able to negotiate like this estimated time here for the lead time. You can negotiate that. Everything's negotiable. So what you can do, and I highly recommend that you do communicate on the platform. You'll oftentimes see, other communication channels, but if you communicate within here, everything is documented in a very clear way. And you can see they even list the response time for the specific supplier, and you can let them know what you're interested in, the questions that you might have, and any negotiation that you may want to get into. Next, let's go back and search for something else. So let's go search for the electric razor. Electric razor. So I suspect there's going to be a lot of different options here. And again, I'm going to look for ready to ship. And I'm going to look for the paid samples. So right off the bat, we see this sort of beard trimmer and this other professional washable, rechargeable electric trimmers. And the big thing here, right? So I think it's very obvious once you start looking at it. You may have to order quite a few, but they are so much cheaper than what they can be sold for. And this is how people can look at their website. Maybe you have an electric razor or a razor type website. Maybe it's male grooming needs or something like that. And then you're able to figure out, hey, I'm selling an awful lot of these clippers that are rechargeable, that are washable, that are for men and for trimming beards, stuff like that, like this thing here, or even pets or children. So pretty diverse here. But the point is you can order these, and the more you order, the cheaper they are. But I would highly encourage you to go check out a sample, make sure it's high quality, perhaps message with the specific supplier, and then check out the product to see if it's something that you think is high quality. So that's why I'm always mentioning, hey, make sure you're clicking the paid samples so you can check that out. And there's obviously tons of different kinds, so you can look at your reports on Amazon, figure out what you're selling a high number of, and those are probably the highest leverage products that you can source. Tons of stuff on Alibaba.com, so it's worth checking out.